Hi, my name's Thomas Hurt. I'm an undergraduate TA here at UK with the FYE department, and today I'll be showing you how to add the barbs onto the hose adapter with a four-way split for the drip system for the hydroponics project. So if you don't already, make sure you go ahead and open this drawing up so you can have all the dimensions, and then you should be given the link to this part. So go ahead and open that, and then once you have Onshape open, go ahead and go to My Account, and then go to Preferences and make sure this is set to inches if it's not already, and then go back and then go ahead and open up that part, and then you'll want to make sure you have this sketch 1 right here. Make sure you show that, so you should see that sketch right there, and then you don't have to, but I have these planes hidden just because I like it like that, but it's totally up to you if you want to hide those or not. So go ahead and do click on right plane, and then click sketch, and then you can either on the right plane you can click view normal to. Sometimes it might do it weird. Or you can just on your keyboard hit N and it'll automatically go to that. So first we'll want to go ahead and go up here and click line, or on your keyboard you can hit L. I just think it's easier to do it that way, so hit L, and then go up to here where this little point is right here, and then just drag it down, and then you'll want to left click on this line and then go up here where it says construction up here, and then click that, and then it's going to turn it into a construction line, and then hit D and make that you can either click D or you can go up here and do that right there, but I'm just going to click D, and then make this 0.5, and then just hit enter, and then hit L again, and then just highlight this midpoint, or this point right here, and then just drag over a little bit, and then drag it down, and you'll want to kind of like hover over the end point of this line, and then hit D, and then left click on this line and left click on this line and make that 0.075. Okay, and then now we'll hit L again, and we'll go from this endpoint and just drag it over, hit escape, and then hit D and go from this endpoint to this endpoint and make that 0.125. Okay. And then hit L right here, hit D, and we're gonna make that 0.053. Hit enter. Okay, and then hit L again, and then just hover over this line and then just drag it out, hit escape, then hit D, and we're gonna make that 0.159. Wait, sorry. Ignore that. We're gonna hit D, and we're gonna go from this line to the endpoint of this line. Sorry about that. And then it's still 0.159. And hit enter. And then hit D again. And then from here down to this endpoint, we're going to make that 0.073. Okay, so now we're going to do, you want to go up here, sorry. You want to go up here and hover over 3-point arc and hit the little drop down, and you want to do tangent arc, and then click right here, and then it should be even with that little point right there. Let's drag it down to wherever, and then hit D, and we're gonna make that 0.013. Okay, and then now we're gonna go back up here to the arc, but we're gonna do 3-point arc. And then you'll want to click right here, and then click right here, and then you should see this line down here highlight, and you should see a little symbol pop up. That just means that it's tangent. And then do that, and then just escape. Okay, and then basically we're just going to repeat this process 3 times. So go ahead and hit L, and then we're going to click on this line, and then you just kind of want to drag it down and hover over this endpoint right here so it'll snap, and then just do that, and then hit D, and this time we're going to make it 0.1. Hit enter, and then do L again, and then hover over this endpoint right here, and then drag it up to this line, and then hit D, and we're going to make that 0.028. Enter. Okay, and then same thing, we're going to go up to the arcs, and we're going to do a tangent arc, and then hit D, 0.013, enter, and then go back up here and do 3-point arc from here to here. You want to make sure you see that tangent symbol pop up. Okay, escape. Same thing again. Do a line, drag it out from here, hover over that endpoint right there, and then hit D, make it 0.1 again, and then line again, so hit L and hover over this endpoint down here, just drag it up here to this line, and then hit D and make that 0.028. Enter, and then same thing, go to the arcs and then change it to tangent arc, escape, and then hit D, 0.013, and then change it to 3-point arc. Make sure that little tangent symbol pops up. And line again. Drag it out from this line, hover over this point so it snaps. There we go. And hit D. Make it 0.1. Hit enter. Okay, and then L again. Hover over that point. Hit escape, and then hit D. Make it 0.028. Hit enter. Okay, and then same thing again. But do tangent arc. Escape, and then hit D. Make it 0.013. Hit enter. And then change this, or sorry, not circle, arc. And then change it to a 3-point arc. Click right here and down here. Make sure the little tangent symbol pops up. Okay. And then we just gotta close this surface off. So hover over that point. And then hover over this point right here. And then do another line from here. Sorry. From here. Line from here to here. Sorry. Okay. So now we just need to trim these little line segments off. So we're going to go up here and do the trim symbol. Trim that. Trim that. Trim that. Trim that. Okay, there we go. And you should see, if you've done this right, this surface should kind of be highlighted. If you've done something wrong, like you're missing a line, it's going to look like this, and you don't want that, because when we try to revolve this, it's going to not work right. So make sure, you can see now it's going to highlight, so you want to make sure it looks like that. And then we're going to go up here and we're going to hit revolve. Make sure you don't hit extrude, hit revolve. And then you need a axis to revolve around, so click on that, and then go to this construction line over here and click on that. And then you can see now we've got our barbs to grip onto the hose. And then we're just going to click check, and you want to make sure this says full. It should default to full, but if not, make sure it does. And then hit check, and then there we go. So now you're basically ready to print this, and so go ahead and go to where it says part 1, and then right click on it and hit export, and then make sure it says 3MF, and then export, and then it should be in your downloads. And if you're going to print in the Innovation Center, you'll want to save that to a flash drive and bring it there. And then go ahead and open up Bambu Studio. They should already have it open there, but go to their computer where they have it open and put your flash drive in the computer. Sorry, it's going to take a second to load. Okay. Now, Okay. And then go to click on File, click Import 3MF, and then just go to your downloads and go to wherever you saved it, probably on a flash drive. Sorry, I don't know why it's taking so long to load. Okay. And then it should look like this, and you obviously don't want to print it like this. So we're going to go up here and we're going to click Auto Orient, and there we go. And then you'll want to go to Support, click Enable Support, and make sure this is set to tree support, not normal support. And then slice it. And there we go. And then just hit print plate and pick whatever printer you're going to print on. And there you go. So I hope this video was helpful, and have a good day.